Yeah. Hi everyone, and this is Damodar Reddy. Uh, Reflection of light at curved surfaces, and we are entering the day 3. In the day 2, we have completely discussed about the terminology related to the curved surfaces, and we have conducted an experiment that we have placed an object before a concave mirror, and we have observed how many kinds of images we are getting, and we have made some observation in a table by placing an object before a curved mirror, and we observe whether it is inverted or erected, real or virtual, and enlarged or diminished. So you can use enlarged or magnified. So both are same. Magnified or diminished, enlarged or diminished. Magnified also the same meaning of enlarged. And here we made some observations in the table now that we need to represent with ray diagrams. And our topic is ray diagrams. Ray diagrams of first concave mirror. Ray diagrams of concave mirror. So actually what is mean by ray diagram? So ray diagram is a pictorial representation of an image of an object which is formed by a mirror. Means we have placed an object before a mirror and it is giving an image, either it is on the screen, either it is inside the mirror. So that we are representing in a pictorial form. The pictorial representation of position of object, position of image, and nature of the image can be explained with the concept of ray diagrams of concave mirror and convex mirror. And here we have placed it in the previous activity, in the previous day. In the activity, we have placed the object before a concave mirror at different places. 6 positions are mentioned: infinity, beyond center of curvature, on center of curvature, between focal point and center of curvature, on focal point, between pole and focal point. So some 6 positions are there, and for that 6 positions we are drawing the ray diagram here. But before drawing the ray diagram, we have rules of ray diagram. Rules of ray diagram. So because in order to draw a ray diagram, we need some rules here. Means when a light ray is falling on a mirror, suppose if I take a concave mirror, and the concave mirror compulsory it should be shaded outside, and suppose a light ray is falling on this concave mirror, this is incident ray, and obviously it is a mirror, no? The light ray will get reflected back. So if the light ray is parallel, how it is reflecting? If light ray is not parallel, how it is reflecting? And what are the rules? How to draw the diagram? So in these rules, we are knowing the position of the reflected ray. That is very important here, because when you are drawing the ray diagram, what we need to do? We need to represent the total entire situation of the object with a diagram. No? Means we need to know. Obviously, we can know incident ray. Suppose this is an object here, and obviously ray is coming from object. This is incident ray. What we call this is incident ray, and we should know the direction of the reflected ray. We cannot predict it. We cannot guess the reflected ray. For that we have some rules. What is the rule here? What are the rules means? If incident ray direction, how? And how the reflected ray direction? That rules we are discussing. Means if incident ray coming along the principal axis or coming parallel to the principal axis or passing through focus. So depends upon the direction of the incident ray. Depends upon the direction of the incident ray. We can able to know the path of the reflected ray. Because we cannot predict the path of reflected ray. We have to represent the total position of the image and object with the concept of rules for ray diagrams to predict the reflected ray path. So the final task is to predict the reflected ray path. Because we cannot to know the path of the reflected ray. We are using the rules for ray diagrams. Is that clear? So now there are some rules of ray diagrams are here. So now first rule 1. So in this rule 1, let us check, and I am discussing the rules of ray diagram for concave mirror only. Now let us take this a concave mirror here, and you know this principal axis, and this is pole, this is focus, and this is center of curvature. And in the rule 1, a light ray which is parallel to principal axis, light ray which is parallel to principal axis, obviously this must be from infinity distance. So when light ray is parallel to, means incident ray, this is what? Incident ray, IR, incident ray. If incident ray is incidenting on the mirror which is parallel to principal axis, then reflected ray will be passing through focus. The reflected ray will pass through focus. What is the rule 1? If a light ray which is parallel to principal axis incidenting on the concave mirror, the reflected ray will pass through focus. If parallel to principal axis, passing through focus. Only one statement. If light ray is parallel to principal axis, passing through focus. And this one is now reflected ray. That is the rule 1. What is the rule 1? If light ray is parallel to principal axis, if incident ray is parallel to principal axis, reflected ray will be passing through focus. That is the rule 1. And next, rule 2. Rule 2. Opposite to the first rule exactly. Again same concave mirror. This is pole, focus, center of curvature. And in the rule 2, opposite to the first rule here. If incident ray is passing through focus, this is incident ray now. If incident ray is passing through focus, how incident ray it is parallel, no? Your reflected ray will be parallel. Very simple. So your incident ray is passing through focus and reflected ray will be parallel to principal axis, opposite to the first rule. Okay, na? In the rule 1, incident ray is parallel to principal axis, reflected ray will be passing through focus. In the rule 2, incident ray is passing through focus, reflected ray is parallel to principal axis. This is reflected ray. Clear? That is the rule 2. So next, let us take rule 3. Rule 3. In this rule 3, and this is a concave mirror, principal axis, pole, focus, center of curvature. So in this case, if light ray is passing through focus, passing parallel to principal axis, passing through focus, first one. Next, passing through focus, parallel to principal axis, second one. Suppose, let us take third case, if light ray is passing through center of curvature. If light ray is passing through center of curvature, again it reflects back to the center of curvature only. Again it reflects back to the center of curvature. That is rule 3. So according to rule 3, if light ray is passing through center of curvature, again it reflects back in the same path, but opposite in direction. There is no change in path in rule 3. And rule 4. So in this rule 4, now again concave mirror, pole, focus, center of curvature. In this case, let us take a light ray which is falling on the pole of the mirror. Light ray is incident ray is incidenting at pole of the mirror. Now reflected ray will be in this manner, where the angle made by the incident ray must be equal to the angle made by the reflected ray. So we need to draw a light ray here. Whatever the angle it is making with this is principal axis, also called as normal line. No? Here the same angle will be, you have to draw a reflected ray which is making same angle here. Suppose here the angle is x, compulsory here also angle must be x. Now this is incident ray and this is reflected ray. I think in the rule 4, what is that? Incident ray is incidenting at pole of the mirror. How can we know the path of the reflected ray here? Whatever the angle made by the incident ray with the principal axis, same amount of angle we have to take and we have to draw a ray, that is called the reflected ray. And these are the rules for ray diagrams of the concave mirror. So what is the use of the rules for ray diagram here? The rules of ray diagrams are useful for us to draw the ray diagrams for concave mirror as well as convex mirror. So the main topic, the main concept of rules of ray diagram is, if a light ray is incidenting on the mirror, how the reflected ray returns back, how that ray will be reflected back. So to know that, see all the cases, in this case we got to know the reflected ray which is passing through focus. In this case we got to know the reflected ray parallel to principal axis. In this case we got to know the reflected ray is again it back to the center of curvature through the center of curvature. In this, again the reflected ray path we got to know the same angle of the angle of incidence. Okay, so these are the rules of ray diagrams to draw the ray diagrams for the concave mirror. Okay, so now here, now let us discuss about ray diagrams now. So in this case, you can see it's very important when you draw the ray diagram. Actually, where the image will be found, how can we represent with the diagram here? So when you draw the, as long as you are explaining theoretically, it is very interesting to listen. But practically, how to draw it, how the image is formed practically, that how can we show on the board here? So it's very important to note that always image formed by the reflected rays. That is very important. Always image formed by the reflected rays. See, in this all the diagrams I have taken only one light ray and we got to know the reflected ray part. And I am explaining what is the explanation of the ray diagram. See, suppose if I take a concave mirror, there is a concave mirror. This is the principal axis. Okay, now. And let us take the help of rules of ray diagram. And there is an object here somewhere. There is an object. And one light ray is falling on the concave mirror. So obviously it returns back because it is parallel to the principal axis. Now we should use which rule here? Rule 1. The rule 1, what is that? Incident ray parallel, reflected ray passing through focus. Let us assume this is the focus here. This is center of curvature. Obviously it is going like this. So with one ray diagram, with one reflected ray, you cannot locate or you cannot get the image, you cannot caught the image on the screen. Compulsory at least how many rays we needed here to draw the ray diagram? 2 rays. Means out of 4 rules, you can take any 2 rules. 4 rules are there, no? From among these 4 rules, you take the any help of 2 rules and draw the ray diagram. Okay, I have taken this case here and I have taken only one light ray. So one light ray is not enough to locate the image of this object here because how many rules are there? 4 rules are there. So among these 4 rules, we are using any 2 rules here to draw the ray diagram. That's the reason I am taking one more light ray which is coming from object here. See, again it is passing through focus. Passing through focus means second rule, parallel to principal axis. Now it is parallel to principal axis. Okay, now it is parallel to principal axis. Now these are the 2 rays which are reflected back. See, clearly you can see here. So this ray and this ray. These 2 rays are reflected rays. And these 2 reflected rays are meeting at one point, no? Okay, now. So the point where 2 reflected rays are meeting, that is called the point where the 2 reflected rays are meeting. At this point, image will be found. So you can see the 2 reflected rays are intersecting at one point. No? The intersection point of the 2 reflected rays, which gives the image of this object. And this is the object here, and this is the image here. So here you can see tip of the object. This is top position of the object. Your image will be found here. So I am getting the tip of or top position of the object here, and I am getting top position of the image here. So that you can clearly see that if I take this is the object here, let us take it. Object is placed on the principal axis. It's very important to see here. Object is placed on the principal axis. Yes? So I told you already, if any light ray passing from the center of curvature, again it reflects back to the center of curvature only. So your image will be formed like this. So that's why we are getting the inverted image here. So in this case, what we are doing here, we are drawing the ray diagrams by taking the help of rules of ray diagrams here. So in these rules of ray diagrams, we can use any 2 rules to draw the ray diagram. Clear? So here I have given a simple idea how we are getting the location of the image with the help of the ray diagrams. So we are drawing the ray diagrams by placing the object at different positions by using the same principle here. So that we are See here. First position, object at infinity. Object at infinity. So when object is at infinity, let us take a concave mirror. So object at infinity means object which is at infinity compulsory will give the parallel beam of light rays that we discussed in our previous class. So now some parallel beam of light rays are falling on the mirror. So and this is pole, this is focus, this is center of curvature, and you see all the light rays are parallel to principal axis. Actually, to draw the ray diagram, how many rays needed? Only two rules needed, or 2 rays needed. But only in the first case only we are taking some collection of rays because it is object in infinity. Remaining all the cases we use only 2 rays. Okay, na? So now all the rays are in parallel to each other. So first case, what is the first rule? Parallel to principal axis means passing through focus. So all the light rays will meet at focus. Actually, these reflected rays will cross through focal, but where the reflected rays are meeting, that point only meeting, because image will be formed at always where the reflected rays are meeting. So actually, do we get image after the focus means we can get the image, but it will be blurred. In the previous case I discussed, only at intersection point only we get the image. That is, the image will be clear here. So image will get F. Image will get F. So here we are getting the image at focus, that is at capital F. So and here we are getting point size image. Point size image, that means very small image, and it is a real image. Point size, real image, and inverted image, and which is at F. So these all the characteristics of the image we need to compulsory write for every position of the object. So when object is at infinity, we got point size image, real image, inverted image, and image at focus. That is the first position. Now let us go to the second position. So object at beyond C. Object at beyond C. So an object is placed at beyond C. So now this is focus, center of curvature, and object at beyond C. Let us take object at beyond C, and this is a pole on the mirror, and the light ray parallel to principal axis, passing through focus, parallel to principal axis. Now both are meeting where? Here. That is the image. Arrow marks compulsory we need to represent that, and this is the image. So where is the image? Between F and C. It is real and inverted and diminished. So diminished in the sense decreased in size. See, this is object size, height of object and height of image. You can see clearly height of image is smaller. That's why it is diminished. And it is reverse, inverted, and it can cut on the screen. If you place any screen, that you can cut. That's why we are calling it. I told you definitions of it. Next, third one. What is the third one here? When object is placed on center of curvature. Oh. And when object is placed on center of curvature, light ray parallel to principal axis, passing through focus, and passing through focus parallel to principal axis. Here meeting there, and image will be formed here. So you can say clearly that this is the only case where we get the image at same point and same size. So now what is the nature of the image here? Same size, same real image, and inverted image on C. So here also real, inverted. Here point size means very diminished. Here only diminished. Here no change in size of image with object. So next let us take fourth one.